Good morning, everyone. It is day one of the garden walk. So right now it is about 9:48. The Family Fest starts at a local school at about 10 a.m. The actual garden walk doesn't start until noon. So I've already I've moved my plant traps that I put on the front gate out to the front of the gate, so they're actually on the sidewalk. Usually I keep them inside just so I don't block the sidewalk. So those are out. I have my sign up. Bouquets are not going out until noon because I don't want them to all disappear before the garden walk actually starts. But what I think we're gonna do is head down to the Family Fest. It's not really like a lot of, I don't know, things for adults without children. So I think we're just gonna go down. I'm gonna take some pictures for the social media accounts, head back here, get everything prepped and ready to go for noon. Probably hang out here for a little bit at first to talk to some neighbors and then head out and look at everyone else's garden. But I'm in my garden right now. I'm on the front deck and it looks so good. I feel like, well, other than the powdery mildew, but I feel like July is always when my garden looks the best. Usually powdery mildew doesn't come till August, but it's been hotter and more humid than normal. But this is when things are still like relatively green and healthy all on their own before the pests and disease start to take over. So I'm just gonna do a quick scan for you to show you my deck, since no one can see them on the garden walk, to show you what they're looking like right now. So here's my front deck, and I, again, just took almost all of the flowers from yesterday. I feel like a ton more have popped up in the center bed already. There were a lot that were like almost all closed. This is where I do have a lot of powdery mildew on my zinnias. I think I'm doing a better job of keeping it under control, but I'll probably do a video soon showing you how I try to manage it all. But over here is my perennial bed, which is filling out. Gomphrena bed is super full. My plan is to, since I haven't put the bouquets out yet, to see if any of them need more flowers. I'll cut some and bring them down just in case, and then that way I have them ready for the bouquets. So yeah, this is my front deck. Isn't it so pretty right now? I need to take some photos today of it too. And here is my back deck right now, and I'm trying not to pick favorites, but this is just, well, I think it has been my favorite this year between the two. I mean, they're a little bit different. The front is more for like vegetables and productivity. This is mostly like decorative flowers, but cut flowers as well. And I think just the amount of flowers out here is making me so happy. But again, things are looking so good right now. This is the entrance to the park, which is next to the school where we are having the Family Fest. But I love all of the flowers that are growing in this section. So we just stopped by, we got another garden pamphlet to make a donation, got some raffle tickets. Probably gonna head back soon to get the garden ready. Well, the bouquets ready. So we just got back from the Family Fest. We are home now. I just grabbed some more flowers from the garden to bring downstairs. It's, I think, like 20 minutes until noon right now. So I'm gonna get everything set up, make sure that the vases all look really good, and then probably right at noon, I'll actually put them out on the parkway. So let's go ahead and make all of our vases look extra pretty. I laid out the vases, and there are definitely some that need more flowers. So some only got one. I missed a vase completely, that one down there with the green leaves. So that is why I brought the extra ones down, and then I might even just pull some more for this for filler. Bouquets are out front on the stairs. We are a little bit after noon. Nobody has stopped by yet, but hopefully they will soon. And I don't know how long these will last. It depends on how many people head over here, since we are kind of on the boundary. Then I also have these pots in the railscapes. So again, usually they're on the inside, they're on the outside today, just so they're more noticeable to people walking by. I'm out front now, just waiting for people to arrive. I think my husband said he saw some people with their pamphlets walking around. So we are number 2 on the garden walk. I think a lot of people are probably starting in number order. I'm excited. I think the bouquets look really pretty, and I can't wait to give them away, but also walk around and see everyone else's garden. I'm hopping into our neighbor's garden right now. They're in garden number 3. It's just their front area, but I love walking by here because you hear the fountain, and it's so peaceful and calming, especially walking through the streets of the city. In fact, I will stop talking so you can hear how peaceful it sounds. All right, I'm on the move, going to other people's gardens. We'll see if I can hit all 54 today or not. But obviously I'm gonna share them with you here. I also have my name tag, so they know I'm official when I'm taking the photos and the videos. we're at garden number 1, and it did say in their booklet they had pea plants, so you could grab some, but they have a little poster note that said the peas die, which that is part of gardening. You never can promise that what you have is not going to die, but it is a lower area garden, which I think is really pretty, and it says that he lives on the 2nd floor, but everyone else in this building let him have the space to garden, and I think that is so cool. There are also tomatoes up there in the flower box, so I assume those are his windows. All right, looking for garden number 4, and I think it's actually down the alley, which we walk around all the time, so I know where my favorite gardens are. I'm wondering if this is one that I like to walk by on a regular basis, so we'll see. Okay, well that wasn't it because I didn't see any garden signs, but I did get to walk by one of the gardens I love. At garden 6, and this one says we can go around the backyard, which is really, really nice. But here's the front. Definitely a more shaded area. And now let's head to the back. So I've been more kind of on the outskirts, and now I'm heading where there are a lot of gardens spaced really closely together. And most of what you'll see here will probably be a lot of shade to part shade, just because with buildings so close together, there's a lot of trees lining the streets. So unless you have a rooftop deck like mine, where there's nothing that's blocking any of the sun, a lot of the gardens will be more shady. So a lot of hostas. I feel like Japanese maples are definitely very popular here. A lot of begonias, a lot of impatiens, and there's some really pretty parkways that I pass by all the time that are coming up. So I'm going to show you them whether they're actually on the garden walk or not. So this hydrangea in this parkway is beautiful, but I do think Cape Cod might have ruined hydrangeas for me. I feel like now, unless I see, 1,000 altogether, I'm not as impressed. But no, I'm kidding. This is still really, really beautiful. This is one of my favorites that I walk by all the time that I was talking about. So this is number 12, and just the density of the planting, because again, it's not like we have a ton of yard space, so it's just this little rectangular patch, but the density of the plantings is just so pretty. Bunch of begonias, some coleus, some impatiens. Those just always do well. So there are no gardens, no gardens specifically on the garden walk on this section of the street, but there is an outdoor cat, Harley. So I'm gonna go see if he's hanging out or if he's decided that maybe it's a little bit too busy for him and he wants to hide either inside or in a backyard, but let's see if we can find him. Well, no luck with Harley, at least this time, but I will be walking up and down the street the rest of the weekend as well. But I don't know if you guys saw, it was on Instagram getting shared a lot, but there was a cat tour, I think in Minneapolis, and if I was 100% in charge, I feel like I would put like dots for the garden, but also dots for where you might find cats wandering around, but maybe that's for a future year. I'm so excited. This is one I've been able to see like through the door, and we finally get to go in. So another very shady area. There's lots of trees. I think we are facing east right now, but oh, look how pretty this little seating area is. also two of my favorites that are not on the garden walk, but I think this one has won an excellence in Chicago gardening before because look at how pretty. Another one of my favorites coming up, just because it's a front yard turned into a productive garden. So they have raspberry bushes, sunflowers, coneflowers, and then look at all of those tomatoes. There's tomatoes. What else do I see back there? Zucchini or cucumber, some sort of melon. I can't really tell, but I love this one. Another of my favorites that aren't on the garden walk, but look how pretty that yard is. All right, one of my favorites that is on the garden walk. So this is number 18. They have a whole actual yard, which is stunning. But then I love the stone pathways. It just feels like you're walking through a forest up here, and I love it. And then back across the street, trying not to get hit, to another one of my favorites. Oh, it says 20 and 19. So this garden here also has alliums in the spring, giant alliums, but it's always so pretty here. They also have lights hanging in this giant tree. But look how full this yard is. If I had a yard, it would be like this, and I would never have to mow. Those are the lights in the tree. They light up at night, and it's always so pretty.
But they definitely can go this way because
Well, they definitely can go this way, but like, I assume if the delivery thing got unified, I don't know.
Father Ralph Hamza is the young man who's driving the road on the college. His story is French music.
We are now headed to my favorite, and you will see why in just a second. First of all, this is just the side. Coming around. Oh, just wait.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Today is day 2 of the garden walk, and I have absolutely no idea where I left off yesterday because I was so tired by the end of it. I think I was asleep by 8, which I'm an early to bed person anyways, but that was much earlier than normal for me. So we walked around till about 5 when the gardens officially closed, although people were still wandering around after. I overestimated how many gardens I could get to. I thought I would easily hit all 54 of them walking around. I did not, but I think I got to like 75% of them. So I'm gonna try to hit the rest today, but I also wanna sit at my garden more today because I did that barely any time yesterday. I think I maybe talked to like 2 people that walked by, and then we were just on the go. It does seem like noon is slower, like the beginning of the time frame is slower. It gets busier throughout the evening. So I think we're gonna go walk around first and then come back and hang out on our front stoop. So that'll be the plan. I do need to get the bouquets out. So I made bouquets from the back deck this morning. I'm gonna go set them out. I'll show you what they look like. They look very different compared to the front deck, more pastels, still really pretty, just a different color scheme. So I'm gonna get everything set out front. We are at 11:40 right now. So technically the garden walk is starting in 20 minutes, so I wanna make sure everything is out. So here are day 2 bouquets, and these are mostly from the back deck. I did throw in a few zinnias from the front deck, just because I have so many more out there, and a good handful has already been taken, so I think earlier on Sunday is actually gonna be busier than earlier was on Saturday.
We seem to be thinking about names lately.
That's good.
Victor, is that your name? Are you Victor Young?
Yeah, people are taking the bouquet.
Don't miss the garden next door. Thank you. You're welcome. Beautiful. This would be so nice. Look at that cool building there. That's like a little
Hello. So it is the end of the garden walk. It is officially after 5 p.m. on Sunday. I feel like I didn't get as much video on the second day. It was a weird mix of, I feel like I was still just as busy, but not doing as much just fun looking at garden stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this. There was definitely a difference between the days. So Saturday, it was not busy early, got more busy at our stop later on. And there were actually 2 bouquets left yesterday. Today, all the bouquets, according to what we could tell, were gone by like 2:30-ish. So they went super fast today. It was definitely also busier in the morning than it was yesterday. So it's been really great. I do wish I had more bouquets, but I really did take, I feel like I'm looking at my garden right now. I feel like I took almost every cut flower that was actually in bloom. And I got, 65, I think, total bouquets out of that. So that's really cool. I think that's really great since I'm not able to show my gardens on the walk to actually bring a piece of my garden downstairs. The only thing I wish is that I had more time to sit outside. That was my plan today, but I swear, I think that things are closer than they are in my head. So when we start moving around and going to different places, time flies by very quickly. But I absolutely loved it. I love being a part of the planning committee, even though that does mean, again, being busier during the actual walk. But I think I made it to every house or every garden. I'm pretty sure I made it to every garden. Maybe I missed 1 or 2 here or there, but there are just some really beautiful things here. And again, I like seeing, a range from, like at my place, what you could see was the few pots on the front, and then seeing someone who has, giant waterfall in their backyard, but just showing the range of gardening that's possible in the city, which I think a lot of people probably don't expect if they don't live in the city, or maybe even if they do. We've helped inspire some people to get gardening. But I think that's gonna be everything for today. My feet are sore because I did not choose the right footwear. So I hope you enjoyed getting to see a little bit of the Sheffield neighborhood gardens. On Instagram, I walk around this neighborhood and other neighborhoods all the time. So I'm always sharing Instagram stories of the gardens I walk by if you do want to check that out. But I really love the neighborhood that I live in. I love walking around. I love all the flowers and the plants. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.